Good evening. The news summary for this Tuesday, 21st April. The Association of Judicial Administrators for Southern and Eastern Africa, SIJA, is holding a meeting at the Savoy Hotel in Buvalo. They are bringing together representatives from 14 member countries to discuss challenges affecting the judicial systems and explore possible solutions. Supreme Court Registrar Juliana Estico said the introduction of modern technologies has helped to keep the backlog of cases low, but she said challenges remain, particularly the shortage of judges and magistrates.
A key issue highlighted during the opening of the meeting by CIJA chairman Dr. P.S. Bigi Ramana is the backlog of unresolved court cases across member states. Delegates are sharing best practices to address this problem, including the use of automated digital systems that enable online payments, case tracking, and filing. Alternative dispute resolution methods such as mediation are also being promoted to ease pressure on courts. Participants will visit the Palace of Justice in Seychelles to observe local initiatives aimed at reducing case backlogs. According to Supreme Court Registrar Juliana Stico, the introduction of digital transcription systems has improved efficiency in record keeping. However, challenges remain, particularly the shortage of judges and magistrates relative to the growing number of cases, despite significant progress in reducing long pending cases.
We are going to have, first of all, discussion here today, and you shall be taken to visit court, Supreme Court, to see what you people in Seychelles are doing, to see whether what you are doing can be helpful to us, but also to discuss with people here on how some of the initiatives that we have taken in our countries can be useful to Seychelles, because we believe that if we learn from each other, we can get good value. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. For example, if Malawi is doing something that is useful, or Tanzania is doing something that is useful, or Uganda is doing something that is useful, why do you have to reinvent the wheel? You can copy from what we are doing, we copy from what you are doing, and we move on.
The SADC Non-Governmental Organizations Council is meeting for 3 days in Seychelles as part of its annual high-level meeting. Here, the participants followed presentations on several topics related to civil society platforms. Then to also share best practices where participants have appreciated the close relationship that civil society has had with the government for several years here in Seychelles.
To bring together key stakeholders in the region, looking at the regional integration agenda. So at the moment, our regional economic community, being SADC, doesn't have a formalized structure of engagement between non-state actors. Non-state actors include civil society, the private sector, anyone who is not governmental or related to the regional institutions or the regional mechanisms. So to foster that engagement between these stakeholders, we provide a platform that is known as the annual high-level stakeholder symposium, where we look particularly at the regional indicative strategic development plan. We are currently moving on the 2020 to 2030 regional indicative strategic development plan. And with that, we bring together our thoughts, we bring together the challenges that are hindering any progress in the implementation of the RISDIP. And then we also bring shared responsibility for ensuring that there are solutions to these challenges. What we are seeing in Seychelles that I hope we can take and leverage and also replicate across the region is the good working relationship between civil society and the government. That is a very good indicator of how healthy the relationship is and how the people are valued in terms of their inputs into policy development, as well as being considered whenever a policy mechanism is developed or passed, or a law is passed, and how it affects their welfare. The challenge, I think, there are a lot of maritime challenges that the mainland may not necessarily be aware of. The other challenge is that a lot of the implementation takes more cognizance of mainland contexts and often forgets the unique aspects of island member states. And this is another gap that we are trying to bridge.
The National Library is organizing several activities throughout this week to encourage children to read. The activities mark World Book and Copyright Day. A large group of children participated in the activities held inside the library today. Young children and teenagers up to 17 can participate in the activities. Children under 8 should be accompanied by someone 16 or older. The competition Read Aloud has been postponed for the second school term, and there are days where the general public can also participate in the activities. SNYC is going to open a dance troupe on Palais and held an audition on Saturday for young people who are interested. The SNYC's target is to have 20 young Pralinois aged between 13 to 25 to join the Palais dance troupe. There is already a dance troupe on Latig and one on Mae. The young people who are selected on Palais will have the opportunity to participate in national activities that are held on Palais, Mae, and even internationally. The exposure could open doors to join professional groups for those who missed the chance to audition. Youth Troop Coordinator at SNYC, Rhonda Lavoie, says they can contact the SNYC office or herself on 260 71 57. That's the end of this news summary. Join me at 8 for the news bulletin in Creole. Until then, have a pleasant evening.